All right, here we go. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles now, live here on Chat Sports. Happy Thursday to everybody out there, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in. Greatly appreciate all of you for making Philadelphia Eagles now a part of your day. As we get in touch on the latest Eagles free agency news, rumors, buzz, and a whole lot more. We could talk some NFL draft as well. If you have some of those questions, get them in using the hashtag Eagles Better Yet Super Chat. Let's start off with this, though, because today's show will be free agency heavy with the free agency period beginning on Monday. So make sure you're subscribed, you turn on your notifications, because when a signing happens, we're going to go more in depth, faster than anybody. We're going to be pushing out videos, doing live shows. This is your one-stop shop for the best Eagles free agency coverage. So with that, who is your dream Eagles free agency target? Want you to drop a name, or you can even drop some names down below in the comment section. I see Cool Rains, our guy from Australia, getting it underway with Mecole Hardman. Really good player who we're actually about to talk about on today's show, in addition to Adam Thielen. We'll also take a look at the top NFL free agents who could be targets for the Birds in free agency as well. Andrew Nathan, Eagles released Brett Toth. Yes, they did. After he ran into that legal situation, you knew that this is going to be inevitable. He only played like 6 special team snaps this past year, so that was going to happen considering the severity of his legal case. C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming in from Keeler. I'd put him up atop that list as one of the marquee Eagles free agent targets. It'd be a dream to bring him back. I think he could be a building block for this Eagles defense. Unfortunately, though, he might be out of their price range. Adam Schefter saying yesterday that C.D. Deuce might be too expensive. Riley Shea said bring back C.J. Gardner-Johnson with a couple of crying emojis. I think Riley sees the writing on the wall that maybe Chauncey is going to leave. Cool Rains, we would love CJ back. Everybody would. And it's pretty telling that one guy can become a franchise legend among the fan base over the span of 1 year. It goes to show you how he was able to acclimate himself with this team and with this fan base. Levante David is an interesting name from Andrew Nathan. Jackio Olden said S-U-C-K. So Jackio thinks that the Eagles suck, but as far as I'm concerned, they won the NFC Championship game this past year. So that doesn't mean that they suck, because that means they're one of the top 2 teams in the NFL. Elijah with the handshake emojis, we appreciate that. I saw Brandon Ford and Elijah Stovall in the chat a little bit earlier. So if you have some more names that you want to drop into the comment section, you can let us know. Let's pivot to this now. Where are you watching from? We're coming to you from the Chat Sports Studios. As always, thank you so much for watching our live show, making our free agency coverage a part of your process. We try to inform you, and of course, we try to entertain you as well. Witherspoon or Gonzalez with the 10th pick, then move up and get Nolan Smith from Rodney Hunter. That'd be a pretty good draft plan right there. Our guy Brandon Ford, he's in Dallas, Texas. What it do, man? Trace, Brandon said that he's going to be in Lower Greenville for St. Patty's. You might see him.
I might be there as well, Brandon.
Trace might be there as well.
Trying to get a squad right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll go or not. I'm kind of towing the line here. Free agency for us starts on Monday. We have to be at work at 7 o'clock. So I'm leaning and maybe thinking about getting some stuff done throughout the weekend, then going hard all next week. But I don't know. When you see the homies out, it is difficult to just say, I'm kicking it at the crib.
Exactly my thoughts, too, man.
Plus, Trace is just never scared. I'm usually never scared. I might be scared of this weekend, though. But B. Ford, we'll let you know, man. Cool Rain, same old Australia.
Hold on. You're never scared, always prepared.
That's
we go. How it is.
I like that. That's the motto right there. Rodney Hunter, Jacksonville. Riley Shea, I'm in Philly. Trenton, New Jersey from Melvin Ford. Brandon Ford said Ringo as a free agency target. Reggie, Cool Rains, Mecole Hardman would be awesome. Harlan, tuned in from Miami. Where's everybody else at? Harlan, tuned in from Miami. I might be flying into Miami next month as I go to the Florida Keys with a couple of my homies from Philly. Greenblood, Palm Bay, Florida. GJ, Virginia. Elijah, Witherspoon from Illinois is a must at number 10. Gilbert, Fort Hood, Texas. That's good stuff right there. Continue to let us know where you're watching from. Elijah Stovall, some Nashville traffic as he's tuned in from the road. If you love the Philadelphia Eagles, I want everybody right now to spam E into the comment section. Let's let the people know out on those YouTube streets that we're live here on Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you see the E's being spammed down in the comment section right now. If you love this football team and you're excited for free agency, you're pumped up for the NFL draft, spam those E's down in the chat. I see Gilbert Santos, GJ, Cool Rains, Riley, Ryan Rowe, Darren Lee, Jeffrey Perez. Who else is doing it? Alexander Harris is in the chat. I'm going crazy with these E's right now. We have Keeler also hanging out, Riley and Rodney, Darren, Aldine, Reggie Brown, former Eagle great and Eagle legend Reggie Brown. I doubt it. He was good for a year or two out of Georgia, and that was about it. Rich City 804 also here. If it was Reggie Brown, what's up? If it's you, Reggie Brown, what's up? Former Eagles draft pick out of Georgia. If you want to join the show today, a couple of ways for you to do that. Just use the hashtag Eagles, better yet, Super Chat to get featured here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. We're down to take your questions. We're down to take your Super Chat. So you can start getting those questions in right now by using the hashtag Eagles. We'll rack them up, and then we'll get to them during our mailbag, which will be our last segment. And if you're ready to start today's show, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And we could have a little bit of a Super Chat competition here today as well. I don't expect it to go crazy because for Will Scott, host of Dolphins Today, he was sent a signed Xavier Howard jersey. We gave away earlier this year a signed Brian Dawkins helmet. He did a raffle. He had $400 in Super Chats in about 10 minutes. So can we catch up the Dolphins today? If we do, we'll get absolutely crazy here. Our Super Chat menu, an Eagles mini mug shot of beer. So producer Jeremy Chugs, who's an Eagles fan, he got me this. So we'll put little sips of beer in here, and we'll do as many of them as possible. We could treat it like a happy hour to a certain degree. So $5, an Eagles mini mug shot of beer. $10, we'll spin the wheel here on the show. $20, Trace will do a shot. $50, right out of the Philly mug, we'll do a coffee beer bong, or Trace will do a freedom funnel. And for $100, No One Likes the Song and Fly Eagles Fly. We're getting things kicked off with Alexander Harris, a $5 Super Chat. Appreciate you, my guy. Think the Eagles aren't making an offer on C.J. Gardner-Johnson to see what the market is, or you think we're completely out of the race? If so, damn shame Howie. So I think that he might be out of the Eagles' price range. Look, I know that with the power of social media nowadays, C.J. Gardner-Johnson can post that video saying thank you, Philly, to maybe drive up the asking price to get a bunch of fans to panic, and then the Eagles see that all the fans are pissed off, and then that sways them into signing him. I just think he wants to cash in. The Saints didn't give him that contract extension that he was seeking. The Eagles got him for basically nothing, which was a great deal for 2022. But now he could be making $13 to $15 million realistically with the salary cap rising. So I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. All right, Alexander. Little mini mug chug. There's one down. It's a little Eagles mug. A great Power Hour glass.
Oh, it's
an absolutely elite Power Hour glass.
We should do that on the next. We should
that would be fun.
hype it up and be like, all right, we're trying to get a benchmark, so we can do a Power Hour and do it with those.
That would be fun. That's a possibility. Blast. That's a possibility in NFL free agency. So if you want to get those Super Chats in, that is our Super Chat menu. We, of course, always appreciate your donations. And for the homie Elijah Stovall who's tuned in, we're going to send him this Lombardi trophy because this year in 2022, this past season, is what I'm talking about. He was no doubt our Super Chat MVP, so we're going to send him a Lombardi trophy because he deserves it. So if you're ready to start the show, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Cool Rain said, that mug is cute. It is a nice little cute mug. It's a cute little mug. It's like his big as like my thumbnail right here. It's pretty awesome. So every $5 super chat, we'll put some beer in there, and we'll get the happy hour started a little bit early here because it's 3:40 Central Time. But again, we're never scared. So smash that thumbs up icon, like the video. 80 people watching live, 24 likes right now. Let's get the 50 likes as soon as possible. Let's see that viewer participation rate go up a lot. And without further ado, let's begin the show as we talk about Adam Thielen, Mecole Hardman, as well as Marcus Mariota. Let's get it. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. We're going to start off today's show with talking about Adam Thielen. To me, an intriguing option at wide receiver 3 for this football team. According to reports from Adam Schefter, the Vikings' longtime wide receiver is expected to be released, and the Eagles, as we know, could use an upgrade within their receiving core alongside Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. And coming up a little bit later on our live show, we're going to continue to talk about all of the latest Eagles free agency buzz on guys like Eric Kendricks, but on today's show, we're talking Mecole Hardman as an option for the Eagles at wide receiver, as well as Marcus Mariota, so stay tuned for all of that. Before we do begin, be smart and subscribe to us here on the show. NFL free agency does start on Monday, and when all of these deals start to come out, you can expect us to either go live or do a show that goes more in-depth. You'll be informed better than any other YouTube channel out there, and this is really our specialty. We're going to be bringing the heat, and I hope you hang out with us all throughout next week and beyond because we give you shows every single day here on the channel. It's Philadelphia Eagles Now. Lock us in and subscribe. So back to Adam Thielen. This coming from Adam Schefter, that there's a real possibility that the Vikings and Thielen will part ways in the coming days, allowing the two-time Pro Bowl wide receiver to become a free agent per sources. The two sides will talk in coming days, but his time in Minnesota could be coming to an end. Oftentimes when there's this type of report, a guy's not going to get traded because there's absolutely no leverage, because acquiring teams who are interested know that there's no trade leverage. So I think the writing is on the wall that Adam Thielen is going to be out from the Minnesota Vikings. And with his contract, 2023 cap hit if he were to return to Minnesota of $19.97 million. That's really lofty for a player who hasn't put forward a lot of production over the last couple of years. Pre-6-1 savings for the Vikings at $6.5 million. After that, he's probably going to be a designated post-June 1 cut, $14.5 million in savings for Minnesota. And you look at Thielen's production over the last 4 years. There was a stretch that we're about to get to for 2 seasons in which Thielen was absolutely elite. But it's been a little while since he's been considered one of the elite wide receivers in this league. In 2022, playing alongside Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne, he wasn't the option that he was a couple of years ago for this Vikings offense. Still pretty solid production though. 70 catches, 716 yards, average yards per catch more than 10 with 6 touchdowns. And in 2021, another solid campaign with 10 touchdowns. In 2020, he reeled in 14 tutties, and in 2019, an injury-plagued season for him. Only 418 yards, limited because of those injuries, 6 touchdowns. So pretty good in the red zone. Still has an explosive element to his game. As a wide receiver 3, shoot, if you get 500 to 800 yards of production, that's pretty good for Thielen. But it's been a little while since he's been a high-caliber wide receiver in this league. Those 2 Pro Bowls that we mentioned a little bit earlier, they came in 2017 and 2018 when he also was a second-team All-Pro. And in back-to-back seasons, he went wild for Minnesota. 142 targets in 2017 with 91 catches, nearly 1,300 yards, average yards per catch of 14 with 4 touchdowns. It's hard to duplicate that production, but he did it pretty drastically the following year. The targets went up by 11. The receptions went up a lot as well, up to 113 for nearly 1,400 yards, and he also had 9 touchdowns. Now, obviously, when we're talking about wide receiver 3 for this football team, the question becomes, well, what about Quez Watkins? I'll tell you this about Quez. He does have something that this Eagles organization does value in a wide receiver 3. It's speed, especially to complement Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, as they're more well-rounded wide receivers, whereas Quez, more of a vertical threat. But the issue with Watkins is that since he's been drafted, He's been far too inconsistent. As a rookie, only 7 grabs for a $106 with 1 tutty, but he was a late-round draft pick. You weren't expecting much from him at the time. But in 2021, he showed you glimpses of the type of player that he could become and what the Eagles had envisioned when they drafted him. 43 catches for 647 yards. But then, with the acquisition of A.J. Brown, you'd be thinking that maybe Watkins would be able to get a lot more open looks, but the production really did flatline. It went down. He did admit after the Super Bowl that he was dealing with an injured shoulder, but drop passes, lack of concentration, inconsistency really did plague his 3rd year in the NFL, and he even admitted that he took a step back and he needs to be better heading into a critical year for the last year of his rookie contract. For Thielen, he's a different player than Quez Watkins. Quez can get up and down the field in a blink. He can take the top off of the defense, and sometimes if you line him up out wide, that safety does have to cover in addition to the cornerback being on that side of the field because he does pose that threat. Thielen isn't really going to bring that element to this Eagles offense. He's more of a possession receiver, but could he be a good little security blanket for Jalen Hurts on top of having a guy like Dallas Goedert? That's kind of the thought process here. Here's also what I want to tell you. You can bring in a guy like Thielen, a guy like OBJ, Jarvis Landry, a couple of big names out there. I personally like Mecole Hardman, but you can still have Quez Watkins on this roster because his contract heading into year 4, very, very affordable and barely prohibits the Eagles spending. The Eagles wide receiver room with the top 2 dogs and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, you can make the argument it might be the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL. A.J. Brown does it all. He can get up and down the field. He can pick up yards after the catch. He's really physical with the ball in his hands. He can make guys miss. He has that pull-away speed. Had nearly 1,500 yards in the regular season, a record for him and a record for this Eagles franchise. And for Devontae Smith, he, like A.J. Brown, a very complete wide receiver, but a better and cleaner route runner with really good hands. He plays a lot bigger than his size. And in year 2, nearly 1,200 yards. But wide receiver 3, if you bring in another legitimate weapon, it just makes the job for Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown a lot easier, and it makes this Eagles offense even more lethal, especially if you think about the possibility of Jalen Hurts taking that next step as a thrower. So what say you? Should the Eagles show interest in Adam Thielen if he is released and cut by the Minnesota Vikings? Want you to sound off and let me know with what you think, and be honest with me down in the comment section. C for give him a contract, W for he's washed. Sound off and let us know. Now, today's show is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 every day, and it really sets the foundation for the rest of my day. And if you're looking for a comprehensive solution as part of your supplement routine, and you just want added convenient daily nutrition, well, Athletic Greens is where it's at. Check them out at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. With our link, you get 5 free travel packs, a year's supply of vitamin D, and $20 off your purchase. I gave AG1 a try because given my work schedule at Chat Sports, combined with my training regimen, as I'm on a mission to run every day for a year straight, I wanted sustained energy, and I wanted to stay healthy by keeping my immune system strong so that I can strive toward my professional work life and personal fitness goals. I take AG1 every morning, and it's really boosted my energy. It supports my immune system and helps me recover since I'm putting such a toll on my body. I've also really prioritized my health since my mom passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, so I really try to steer clear of chemicals and harsh ingredients. That's also why I love AG1, and it's 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. I mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water, and I drink it first thing each morning, sometimes before and after my workouts. So if a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, Athletic Greens has given the Bird Gang a free 1-year supply of vitamin D, 5 free travel packs as well with your first purchase. So head to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. Available in the comment section and in the description of this video. Let's move forward with today's show, and let's talk about Mecole Hardman here, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to draw some interest and buzz in free agency for a lot of teams who are looking for a similar player to Quez Watkins, if we're being honest. But Hardman, a little bit more of a complete wide receiver with a little bit more production as compared to Quez, in my opinion. And I think that he can give you that gadget guy in this Eagles offense. An intriguing free agent for the Eagles if they want to upgrade wide receiver 3 is really, that's the theme of today's show. We're about to get the Marcus Mariota, and for those of you watching live, we'll continue to break down some more free agency targets here. But for Hardman, I think that early on, some people may have been disappointed with his production and his inconsistency, especially playing in that Chiefs offense with Andy Reid calling the plays and Patrick Mahomes slinging the rock. But that's 3 years from 2019 through 2021, a pretty consistent and steady production. And you can see it's not like he's catching the ball all that much. So yards per catch is really, really high. Explosive plays, as Jonathan Gannon would love, also really, really high. In 2022, he was hit with a lot of injuries, and that's why the production did go down. He had to get groin surgery back a couple of weeks ago, did not play in the Super Bowl, tried to give it a go in the AFC Championship game, unfortunately re-injured that area of his body. But this is a player who I'd really like for the Eagles to bring in. He's a gadget guy and a vertical player who has a little bit more, I think, to his route tree than Quez, and is a little bit bigger than Quez as well. There was a game earlier this year against the San Francisco 49ers. He had like 3 touchdowns, and he got it in a variety of ways. So not only can he bring something to your offense from a route running perspective, but also this is a guy who you can give jet sweeps to. You can do quick screen passes, set up blocks downfield. You can give him an end around. He's really dynamic in the open field. Is he going to be a guy who's going to run routes like Devontae Smith? By no means. But I think he's a better wide receiver than Quez Watkins. I'm interested to see how much money he gets paid on the free agency market. Among the 2 guys who we've talked about today, who would you want to be your wide receiver 3? Is it Adam Thielen or is it Mecole Hardman? I want you to let me know and embrace debate down in the comment section. Let's round out today's show with this. Marcus Mariota to the Philadelphia Eagles. Bleacher Report listing the former Oregon Heisman winner as a dream free agency target for the Eagles. This is pretty funny for a couple of reasons, because when Chip Kelly was here, everybody wanted the Eagles to tank for him, and the Eagles didn't end up getting Marcus Mariota. Probably worked out well, although if you teamed up with Chip Kelly at the NFL level, maybe you would have had a better career. Why it makes sense for the Eagles to bring him in as a backup. Mariota is going to be cheap. And he's probably going to be cheaper than a guy like Gardner Minshew. He's a good scheme fit, unlike the aforementioned Gardner Minshew. You saw the big drop-off when Hurts got injured against the Bears and Gardner Minshew had to start against the Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. He's strictly and flat out just not a fit for this Eagles offense. Gardner Minshew is not a guy who you want running read option and RPO. Marcus Mariota is, though. So the point here being, you wouldn't really have to tinker and change the offense all that much going from Hurts to Mariota, so you can have that semblance of continuity and consistency and not have to change the offense, even like the Eagles had to do going from Carson Wentz to Nick Foles during the 2017 Super Bowl run. You have confidence in Mariota to run the RPO because he's done it before, and for Hurts, he's missed 4 combined starts over the last 2 years, and with his playing style, you may have some concerns if he gets injured again that you have to have that quarterback position locked up, and we know that this Eagles organization going all the way back to really the late 90s, early 2000s, they had Doug Peterson as a backup. They had Coy Detmer, A.J. Thielen, Jeff Garcia, Michael Vick, Nick Foles. They are willing to invest in that position. They could do it once more during this free agency period. But the big thing is, that's point number 1. Eagles a little tight on cap space. You can get Marcus Mariota. So what he did last year, 13 games played. He was released by the Falcons after they benched him for Desmond Ridder, the rookie out of Cincinnati. And he struggled once again. He had a couple of good games, but nothing crazy by any means. He's a backup in this league, or a guy who will give you some RPO, and he'll fill in for maybe a game or two. If you're running that offense that he's comfortable with, then he can find some levels of success. But as a thrower, 61% is not going to get it done. 2,200 yards last year, 15 touchdowns, 9 picks, 438 rushing yards with 4 rushing touchdowns as well. Before we hop on out of here, if you're excited for NFL free agency, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I'm pumped up. I am fascinated to see what Howie Roseman's going to do with this football team because in 2023, they're going to look a lot different and probably not as deep or talented as they were last year. So smash that thumbs up icon. And if you want to hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram, it's the same handle on both platforms at Chase_Senior. We can talk Eagles. We could talk about whatever. Just be sure to give me a follow and hit me up. I'll also be keeping you in the know right here on the channel, but also on social media throughout free agency. All right. Who's in the chat? Darren Lee, Cool Rains, Soda, Greenblood, Harlan, Bruce Davis, Ryan Rowe, Rodney Hunter, Mr. Awesome Guy 222. What it do, everybody? Appreciate all of you for being a part of the show. Continue to get that comment section popping. Hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. 134 people watching live, 46 likes. That ain't good enough. That's not going to cut it. Let's get past 50 over the next 10 seconds. Also, coming up next, top Eagles free agency targets. But first, we want to tell you that we're continuing to grow here at Chat Sports, and that includes, let's change that to Eagles, by the way, you subscribing to our new NFL Draft YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. Check it out. It's a new channel that we just launched. We have NFL Combine interviews. We have mock drafts. We have all types of draft content. And the other day, we were able to get past 1,000 subscribers. So, of course, a lot of you who are watching right now, you love the Philadelphia Eagles. But do you love the NFL? Are you interested in prospect analysis? Are you interested in NFL Combine interviews, mock drafts, and just a bunch of draft analysis? We're covering that all on our new Chat Sports NFL Draft YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/chatNFL. I'm going to put the link in the comment section right now. Do us a favor, subscribe to it right now. We do appreciate that in advance. We're trying to grow all of our properties here at Chat Sports, and it includes our new NFL Draft channel here at Chat Sports. All right, Darren Lee, Andrew Nathan, Oscar Olivas, the Jedi Kid, Hussein Saber, Luffy Uchiha, all in the chat right now. Y'all are the best. We appreciate you. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to get featured here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. And it's a Thirsty Thursday, folks, so we're down to have some fun. We already had a $5 Super Chat that did come in from our guy Alexander Harris, and here is our Super Chat menu. For a $5 Super Chat, we're going to do an Eagles mini mugshot of beer. We can treat this like a power hour to a certain degree if you send in a $5 Super Chat. A $10 donation will spin the wheel and do whatever it lands on. $20, producer Trizzy Trace, he'll take a shot. For a $50 Super Chat, right out of the Philly mug, I will beer bong a coffee, or Trace can do a freedom funnel. And for $100, no one likes a song, and fly, Eagles, fly. Charles D, use the hashtag Eagles. And everybody who wants to get your questions on the show, because we're going to be doing a mailbag after our next upcoming segment, please make sure you use the hashtag Eagles. There are so many comments that come in, so it allows producer Trizzy Trace to filter through all of those comments, and he can just go to the ones during our mailbag that have to do with that segment and that use the hashtag Eagles. Harlan, thoughts on Kalijah Kancey? I like him. I talked about him yesterday in depth, so check that video out. We took a look at Todd McShay's latest mock draft. GJ, Bijan a monster. We also talked about him. $1 eat a Twizzler from Road G. I don't know if we have a Twizzler here, but I'll eat something if you want. Bijan or Gibbs from Oscar. Use the hashtag Eagles, please. Some great questions are coming in, but please use the hashtag Eagles. Therefore, we can actually feature them on the mailbag, and I'll go in depth on all those questions as well. Coming up next on the show, top Eagles free agency targets, and we'll also take a look at some of the Eagles' own free agents as well. That's coming up right now, so stay tuned. Hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and let's get it. NFL free agency starts on Monday, and coming up on today's show, going to take a look at all of the Eagles free agents, but also some of the top NFL free agents who the Eagles could look to target once free agency does begin on Monday. And make sure you subscribe to us, because as soon as these deals come out, we're going to be talking about it here on the channel, as Howie Roseman is set to be busy with 11 combined starters on offense and defense. So let's begin first with looking at all of the Eagles' 2023 NFL free agents. A lot of big-time players and marquee free agents who are set to hit the open market. It includes Fletcher Cox, Robert Quinn, Brandon Graham, Javon Hargrave, Jason Kelsey, James Bradbury, Isaac Seumalo, Andre Dillard, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph, Boston Scott, Zach Pascal, Miles Sanders, and then some special teamers here, because special teamers are people too. You have Rick Lovato, the long snapper. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has become a fan favorite. According to Adam Schefter, he thinks that he might go get a bag elsewhere. Sua Opeta, Tyree Jackson, Gardner Minshew, and Marcus Epps rounding out the list of Eagles free agents. And what's the theme there, right? The theme is that there are a lot of important players who played a monumental role in the Eagles winning the NFC title last year and making it to the Super Bowl who are going to have opportunities to cash in. And as of right now, I'm a little bit worried in particular with this Eagles defense, because my prediction as of right now, they're going to lose Javon Hargrave. He could get between $18 and $20 million per year. CJ Gardner-Johnson could get between $13 and $15 million per year. James Bradbury could get paid. You're losing potentially guys like TJ Edwards. So this Eagles team is going to look a lot different. They are expecting to get a lot of compensatory picks back for a lot of these players that would come into play in the 2024 NFL draft. But what's going to happen in 2023? That's why this free agency period is so pivotal for the Eagles. With that, before we take a look at the external free agent targets, your way too early prediction as to how many games the Eagles win this upcoming season in 2023. Let us know down below. Hopefully it's in the double-digit numbers. Eagles needs and questions. Backup quarterback behind Jalen Hurts. He's missed 4 combined starts over his last 2 years as a starter. Running back because you're not sure what's going to happen with Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. Right guard because Isaac Seumalo could get a pretty bag from an offensive needy team that needs to bulk up that line. Linebacker, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, both free agents. Cornerback in particular, it's James Bradbury. Safety, both of your safeties, Marcus Epps and CJ Gardner-Johnson, might not be back in 2023. Wide receiver 3, I think, is a need because Quez Watkins hasn't cut it for me. And then punter as well, as Aaron Sipos is a little bit on the hot seat. When it comes to the cash flow for this organization and how they're going to allocate their financial resources, a big question that's in line with that is the Jalen Hurts contract extension. When will Hurts get paid, and what will that contract look like? Because that will likely impact the offensive spending spree, and it'll definitely impact the cash flow. Quarterbacks due for deals this year across the NFL during this upcoming offseason. It's Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals, Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. Lamar Jackson is looking to cash in as well. So too is Jalen Hurts. One of these quarterbacks potentially could reset the quarterback market, or if one of them signs for a little bit cheaper than anticipated, maybe that helps the Eagles with giving Jalen Hurts a more team-friendly deal. Could Hurts be in the line to become one of the highest-paid quarterbacks per year in the NFL? Maybe. With how he played in the Super Bowl, a lot of people think that he could. Is he going to get Aaron Rodgers money? I don't believe so. $50 million per year is a lot. Is he going to overtake Russell Wilson? I don't think so. But could he get and enter the realm of the Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, or Patrick Mahomes range? That is in play this upcoming offseason for that Hurts contract extension. Take a guess then, since we're talking about Hurts here. How much will his new contract pay him on an average annual value basis? Is it going to be 40, 45, $50 million per year? Take a swing at it for us. Top backup quarterbacks to really solidify that backup position, because I don't think the Eagles are going to retain Gardner Minshew. Not a scheme fit. Didn't really play that well in that second start against the New Orleans Saints, and I think it might be a little bit too expensive for the Eagles' liking. Jacoby Brissett, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Andy Dalton. Those are some of the marquee quarterbacks who are going to be free agents. Other names that I can throw out there, Taylor Heineke, Cooper Rush, and a guy like Marcus Mariota. Those players could intrigue the Eagles as well. And if Jameis Winston is let go by the New Orleans Saints, he too could hit the market. I think you should watch out for this. There's been a lot of buzz, a lot of rumblings behind Marcus Mariota going to the team that a lot of people and Eagles fans had wished drafted him back several years ago. Mariota, just because of the scheme's fit perspective, could be a nice backup for Jalen Hurts. Highest paid quarterbacks per year. You take another look at this, right? So we already looked at the top 5, but for Jalen Hurts, could he enter the top 10? Now that Derek Carr, Daniel Jones are on that list, I think that Hurts and his agent can go to the Eagles organization and say, there's no question that I am a better player than Derek Carr. I've had more success than Daniel Jones, both with my production and in the playoffs. So, again, something to keep an eye out for as these Hurts contract negotiations really start to pick up. And I really don't have an indication or a good feeling as to when he might get paid. I just have a feeling that he's going to get paid somewhere in that realm. Let's start off by taking a look at these external free agents here on top of those backup quarterbacks that we just took a look at. And let's start with running back here. So Miles Sanders, how much is he going to get paid? And could he come back to Philadelphia? I think the writing is on the wall that he's not, because the Eagles oftentimes don't give running backs a second contract and they don't pay them a lot of money. But if Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs get these massive contracts, and even David Montgomery gets a large deal, Tony Pollard got franchise tagged by Dallas, but the Cowboys could still sign him to a long-term deal. That really could dictate the going rate and the asking price for Sanders. And if it does get bumped down to like $5 million, I would certainly entertain it to have that continuity on this offense. But if you don't want to bring him back, some other potential cheaper options could be a Damian Harris, a Kareem Hunt, or a Devin Singletary as we take a look at the top running back free agent targets there. What do you think? Predict it for us. Will Miles Sanders be back in 2023? He has said that he wants to come back, but I don't think that Howie Roseman's going to re-sign him. B for back, G for gone. Comment down below. Let's shift gears to wide receiver here. All throughout this offseason, I have been saying, I think you have to upgrade wide receiver 3 from Quez Watkins. Luckily for Philadelphia, some intriguing wide receivers who are available. Odell Beckham Jr. didn't play in 2022, but can you imagine him coming out of the slot? I think that OBJ still has gas left in the tank. 2 years ago with the Los Angeles Rams, throughout that playoff run, and when he caught that touchdown in the Super Bowl, I still saw the explosion and the route running, but he did tear an ACL for the second time, so we'll see what happens with him. Juju Smith-Schuster. Word is he's going to go back to the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's a fraud who talks shit against A.J. Brown in a really phony fashion. I don't want to see TikTok boy in Philadelphia. Jacoby Myers going to be out of the Eagles' price range as well. New England Patriots, I don't think are going to pay him because he honestly could get between $14 and $17 million per year. Michael Thomas is still on that Saints roster, but could be a cap casualty. DJ Chark is a guy who produced for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last year produced for the Detroit Lions on a short-term deal. I wouldn't hate him as a wide receiver 3. Mecole Hardman could fill that category of being a gadget guy who can also get vertical. Allen Lazard, if you want a big-bodied wide receiver, the Eagles don't really have that because A.J. Brown is more than that. That's a compliment to AJ, by the way. Paris Campbell, speed threat, but injured way too much. Julio Jones is washed. Jarvis Landry for $1 million per year. I'd certainly take that since the Eagles are a little bit tight on the salary cap. Before we continue to keep it moving, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And how many of our Eagles fans love the NFL draft? Because we have a brand new Eagles draft channel and NFL draft channel here at Chat Sports. Well, we'll be covering Eagles stuff. We'll be covering NFL stuff. Show it some love by subscribing today. Our crew that was working really, really hard from the NFL Scouting Combine, they put up a bunch of player interviews. We have mock drafts, player analysis, all that and more. Show us some love by subscribing, youtube.com/chatnfl. Let's go to the offensive line now. I love talking about the big boys in the trenches. Isaac Seumalo should be a priority for this Eagles organization. And you think about how Howie Roseman builds the roster inside out, right? And my rules for building a team: get the quarterback right, bulk up the offensive line to protect the quarterback, and then get after the quarterback. And because that's the Eagles' team philosophy, could they be willing to pay Isaac Seumalo 8, 10, maybe even more than that, millions of dollars per year? This is a guy who's really developed within this Eagles organization. Jeff Stoutland's done a great job for him, and I'd love to see the Eagles continue to have offensive line as a focus and really bolster that unit. Sayamalu in 2022, overall Pro Football Focus grade of 75.2, a pass blocking grade of 79.1, run blocking grade of 69.5, total snaps more than 1,100, and he only gave up 1 sack, 3 hits, 20 total pressures, and 6 penalties. To defensive line now. A couple of really good players who are going to be free agents, including one of the Eagles' own guys. That's Javon Hargrave, who I don't think is going to return because he could get $18 to $20 million per year. He really headlines this class of top free agents. Daron Payne did get franchise tag. Dalvin Tomlinson could be a cheaper option for the Eagles, maybe. Draymond Jones, the defensive tackle out of Denver, and then Zach Allen, other good players there. Interact with me on Twitter and Instagram throughout NFL free agency. I'm going to be tweeting out a bunch of stuff, videos, pictures, analysis, updates at Chase_Senior on Twitter, at Chase_Senior on Instagram. To defensive end for the Eagles, Brandon Graham got drafted in 2010, age 34 season, coming off a popped Achilles, still had a career-high 11 sacks. I think that the Eagles are going to look to maybe improve the defense as a whole. I'm not sure what they're going to do at defensive end. Are they comfortable with Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham? Keep in mind that Derek Barnett is going to be back. I wouldn't hate bringing in another edge rusher, but also Hassan Reddick had 19.5 sacks combined in the regular season as well as in the playoffs. But if you want to bring in a player at defensive end, there's a nice little choosing of players here. Yannick Ngakoue, Philadelphia's own. Jadeveon Clowney, more of a 3-4 guy, but that's what Sean Desai might be running. Marcus Davenport, Arden Key, Charles Omenihu, Justin Houston, the ageless wonder, kind of like BG, and Samson Ebukam. Those are really the top 8-ish defensive end free agents in this class. Frank Clark, also a free agent now after he was just released by the Kansas City Chiefs. To cornerback, James Bradbury, another Philadelphia Eagle, headlining this list. And if you let him go, can you pay a cheaper price to a Rock Ya-Sin, a Sean Murphy-Bunting, an Emmanuel Mosley, a veteran in Marcus Peters, potentially? What I think the Eagles are going to do, I think that they're going to draft a corner either at number 10 or at number 30. They're going to team them up alongside Darius Slay. That's how they replace James Bradbury. A player being selected at number 10 will have a salary cap hit of about $4 million for 2023. So keep that in mind during this free agency period. I think that's the smartest play, but what's interesting is that the Eagles have not drafted a cornerback in the first round since Lito Shepherd out of Florida in the early 2000s. Lastly, safety position. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, how much is he going to get? He could get a nice little bag here. Between $12 and $15 million, I believe. And if that's the case, the Eagles might struggle to bring him back. I think what you might see from the Eagles this year, they're going to let a lot of these pricey defensive free agent targets go. And then really their philosophy and their game plan, they're going to hope that Jalen Hurts takes another stride. They still have elite members on that offense. They're going to try to outscore a lot of opponents. But still, on that defensive line, you still have Josh Sweat, hopefully Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams. They have to take that next step. What's going to happen at that second level, at that linebacker position, and in the secondary as well. But still, even with those players on the roster last year, they got dominated by the Kansas City Chiefs offense, so maybe they kind of shift gears a little bit, defense less of a focus, and they try to outscore teams. Before we round out this segment and get to this $500 super chat, your level of confidence in Howie Roseman heading into free agency. Scale it for us from 1 to 100. 1 not confident, 100 overly confident. Let us know. We appreciate all of you for watching. And subscribe to our NFL Draft YouTube channel. It's brand new. We just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. YouTube.com/chatNFL. Holy shit.
Wow!
I had to do that whole segment knowing we just got a $500 super chat. Fight Songs 1. Have you ever sent in a super chat before?
Well, we have to sing the fight song now. There's no choice.
What just happened? Fight Songs 1 coming out of nowhere.
Cow.
How did that happen?
What?
What? Okay.
We got to do the fight song. We got to do the fight song.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! No one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care. We're from Philly, fucking Philly. No one likes us, we don't care. No one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care. We're the Eagles, the fucking Eagles. No one likes us, we don't care. Let's go.
Everyone get FS in the chat.
So Cool Rains is funny. He said, Elijah Stovall, can you match that? Elijah said, technically yes, but I shouldn't. Elijah, you probably shouldn't. But my goodness, Fight Songs 1, that's the largest super chat in the history of Philadelphia Eagles now. So congratulations to you, our super chat MVP. And Fight Songs 1, are you still here? Are you still hanging out, or did you just drop a 500 piece and then dip on out of here? Everybody type FS in the chat. Unbelievable. Biggest super chat in the history of Eagles now. Adam Singleton, we're going to mail you out your super chat MVP items too, by the way. It includes a tortilla, and I threw something special in there. Hopefully you have an Eagles man cave, because that's coming your way as well. So Adam Singleton, be on the lookout for that. Wow. I can't believe it. I had to do that whole segment knowing that we had a $500 super chat. I couldn't maintain my composure. FS is a legend. Is Fight Song still here? Yes. Fight Songs 1. Who are you and where are you? This is ridiculous. Here's the 5 from Adam Singleton. Another one of our super chat OGs. It would be great if we get OBJ. Save that for the mailbag. We could talk about that. Wow. Fight Songs 1. I know. Wow. Yeah. The thing is, we were like directly in the heart of it, like right in the middle of it. I didn't just start it. Just came in, dropped the 500 piece. Oh my gosh. Darren Lee said it's Howie Roseman who paid that. So that means I got to do the coffee bong. Trace, you want to go get the beer bong? Okay. Is Fight Songs 1 here? Our Super Chat MVP, Fight Songs 1. Trace is going to do a freedom funnel. Mr. Rudy Poo said if that's how he pays CJ Gardner-Johnson. Adam Singleton typing that FS for Fight Songs 1. There are moments on this show that I can't believe that they're real. So coffee beer bong coming up. This is ridiculous. $500 super chat. I'm speechless. And I'm not often speechless because I'm a broadcaster. I talk for a living. But holy shit. Who? Oh, okay. Nah. All right, so for Fight Songs 1, I'm going to beer bong this coffee here. Byron Nails is in the chat. What's up, Byron? He's a real OG. Byron, were you here for when Fight Songs dropped the $500 super chat, then just dipped? We haven't heard from him since. I can't believe it. So Trace is going to do his Freedom Funnel. I'm going to do my coffee beer bong here to celebrate Fight Songs 1, being a legend. Darren Lee said, Fight Songs making dreams come true. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that to shine like this. And the amount of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon cuffs locked on wrist.
That was so tough.
Here we go. That's how we do it.
Delicious.
You want to just put the rest of that in the canner? Byron Nail said, I tuned in right when it dropped, straight shocked. And here's the thing. I was right in the middle of a cut that we have to put on YouTube later, so I couldn't just stop. I had to keep it going. Elijah said $5 that it was Abby who dropped the 500. I don't think so. Abby likes it. Not that. Does it mean Trizzy has to wear a dress now?
That was not
he didn't post it on today's show.
On this stream.
But Cool Reigns, that is next level recollection and recall.
Incredible.
Because he did say that a couple of live shows ago.
Yeah, that was like.
He did not say that for today, though.
I would say that was like, what, 2-3 weeks ago?
If we get another 500, Trace will get into the red dress.
Yeah, well, if we get another 500, I'll put on whatever you want.
Fight Songs, where you at? Was Fight Songs like a 15-year-old kid with like the parents' credit card and then typed in $500?
He meant to send 5, but accidentally sent 500.
Fight Songs, I just want to interact with you. I just want to know who you are.
Fight Songs, we just want to be friends.
I can't believe this.
Dude, unreal. Also, Fight Songs. Kind of, if you did just hop, you'd come in, drop 500 and leave. That's kind of gangster.
Yeah.
That's kind of gangster. But, you know, come on. We want to show you some love, man.
Mr. Rudy Poo, can you please use the hashtag Eagles for that? How do I feel about the DJ Elliott hiring? Look, I'm a Temple guy. Class of 2015. T for Temple U. University. Fight, fight, fight for the cherry and the white, for the cherry and the white. Whoa, fight, fight, fight. Obviously, Sean Desai is a Temple guy, too. As we've talked about here on the show, he went there and then stayed there after his playing career under Al Golden, and that's how he got his coaching career to kick off. So there's some ties there, of course. He's a longtime defensive coordinator. He's coached at places like Kansas, Kentucky, Temple. Now he goes to the NFL level. Big shoes to fill for Nick Rallis, who is now the DC for the Arizona Cardinals. But I like it. For him, he probably likes it too. He doesn't have to really relocate at all. Nathan.
If anyone wants to be a baller, like Fight Songs 1, here's the super chat.
Yeah, here's our super chat menu. Shoot, I mean, Fight Songs kind of just threw this out the window, right? $5, an Eagles mini mug shot of beer. So I got to do that for Fight Song. $10 will spin the wheel. We haven't done that yet. $20 Trace will do a shot. $50 a coffee, beer bong, or a Freedom Funnel. And we already did the No One Likes Us and Fly Eagles Fly song. I will do a little mini mug shot of beer. Check this out. Producer Jeremy got me.
Pinkies
that.
up. Pinkies up.
A great power hour glass. A great power hour glass. Andrew Nathan said, Fight Songs 1 is not the hero we wanted, but the hero we deserve. Darren Lee. Way to use the hashtag Eagles. All right, last call for mailbag questions because that's what we're about to get to. Hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. What'd you say? Elijah's like, Elijah's scheming. Elijah's scheming. Yeah, do that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, hit the super chats and then all the questions as well. Again, if you want your questions answered, please use the hashtag Eagles. You see how many comments come in during the live stream. So it allows Trace to kind of filter through a lot of those questions. So should be good. Hashtag Eagles super chat. To get on Eagles Now. There you go, Mr. Rudy Poo. Nice. Kylie back in the house. What's up, Kylie? All right, let's start this mailbag right now. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day. Keep in mind that NFL free agency begins on Monday. So we'll be doing live shows anytime the Eagles make a signing, anytime they lose a player. We'll be keeping you up to date with all things Philadelphia Eagles right here on the show. So go Birds, E-A-G-L-E-S, a massive week coming up for this football team. Let's begin because we got this $500 super chat during our live show from Fight Songs 1. I don't believe that Fight Songs 1 has ever sent in a donation before. So for the first one to be $500, it's incredible. I want to hear from you. I want to interact with you, Fight Songs 1. So feel free to interact with me and hit me up because I want to say thank you personally. This coming in during our Thursday live show. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. We appreciate your support. And for those of you who are not watching live and you're watching this after the fact, you can still send in a donation by using the Super Thanks function. It's the heart icon with the $sign right through it. Again, we appreciate all of your support. Let's go now to Alexander Harris with the $5 donation. Think the Eagles aren't making an offer on C.J. Gardner-Johnson to see what the market is, or do you think that we are completely out of the race? If so, damn shame Howie. So you can't really say damn shame Howie because he was able to bring in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for basically nothing before the year. And during the preseason, it became pretty clear that the Eagles had a hole at that safety spot. And to get C.J. Gardner-Johnson by fleecing the Saints is one thing. But to envision that he can make the switch from nickel corner, where he played more than 1,100 snaps throughout his career, to safety, where he had only played a little more than 80 snaps, that's genius. But also on that same tune, I see where Alexander Harris is coming from. You gave up nothing to get C.J. Gardner-Johnson, so why not pay him now, especially because he's 25 years old, he's a dog, brings that swagger to this defense, and if they lose that, they're going to miss that heart and soul. And this is a franchise that has always had some really good safeties throughout my lifetime and even before that. But during my lifetime, the leaders on this defense have been guys like Brian Dawkins and Malcolm Jenkins. And now a guy like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I'm with you, Alex. I want to see him back. They might be wanting to see what the market is. I thought it was pretty telling that if they wanted him back, why not franchise tag him for $14 million? Do they believe that they can get him for less than that? Or do they think he's going to get more than that? If it's more, I think it's a foregone conclusion that he is gone. Adam Singleton, $5 super chat as well. It would be great if we get Odell Beckham Jr. Look, I'm to the point where I'm putting my poker chips in the middle of the table. If I'm Howie Roseman, I'm going for it all once again. And if you're going to lose a couple of guys on defense, you better be sure that you can outscore a lot of opponents here in 2023, especially with the schedule that is going to get more difficult. And OBJ out of the slot with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert, how are you going to scheme up stopping this Eagles offense with all of those playmakers, especially if Jalen Hurts is able to take that next progression as a passer like he did this past season? So because we're talking a lot about free agency, I want you to chime in with this. Who is your dream Eagles free agency target? Share your thoughts with me. And as you venture down there, make sure you subscribe once again to Philadelphia Eagles Now. And if you are subbed, type real one so that we know. But NFL free agency starts on Monday. The Eagles figure to be active with either signing players but losing some. We're going to be bringing the heat. You don't want to miss it. And before we know it, this channel is going to be at 50,000 subscribers. Andrew Nathan. Any chance that the Eagles trade Slay so that they can sign James Bradbury and draft a rookie corner and draft two corners high, like when they drafted Sheldon Brown and Lito Shepherd? You know what's interesting, Andrew, is that the Eagles have not drafted a cornerback in the first round since Lito Shepherd out of Florida. He ended up being a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro. Sheldon Brown was great. The hit that he put on Reggie Bush in the Superdome, one of the best defensive moments in Eagles playoff history, even though that game went down as a gut-wrenching defeat with Jeff Garcia playing at quarterback. A lot of fans have proposed this. I've talked about it additionally on the show. Does it make financial sense to maybe do that? Darius Slay is owed a lot of money. He's 32 years old. Bradbury is younger. He'd be cheaper. So there wouldn't be a massive drop-off between Darius Slay and James Bradbury. I do think that Slay is the better player. But look, Slay wasn't an All-Pro this year. James Bradbury was a second-team All-Pro. So it makes financial sense. But for the Eagles, I think they're going to keep Darius Slay. They're going to draft a rookie corner either at number 10 or at number 30 to kind of reconstruct that defense. And they're going to have Milton Williams and potentially Jordan Davis starting at defensive tackle. Next up, it's one of our loyal subscribers. It is Ryan Rowe. Be like Ryan and have those notifications on because he's always among some of the first commenters on our shows. Any cornerback available on the free agency market to replace Darius Slay and upgrade the defense, cornerback to get paid a good cheap deal. These are the top 10 free agent cornerbacks in 2023. You're probably going to be out of the running, Ryan, if you're talking about cheap options of a James Bradbury, Jamel Dean. But could you get Patrick Peterson for an affordable price? Could you get Cam Sutton for about $10 million per year? Byron Murphy might be in that category. An older Marcus Peters who's been injured a little bit. Emmanuel Mosley might actually get between 12 and 15 because before he tore his ACL, he was playing really well. I like Sean Murphy Bunting. Rock Ya-Sin, speaking of Temple University and the Eagles continuing to fill out their staff with some Temple cats. Rock Ya-Sin, also a pretty solid player. Back to Ryan Rowe. That goes to answer your question right there. I don't think that they're going to replace Darius Slay. I think they're going to have him on this team here in 2023. It'll be the final year of his contract. He said that he loves playing with the Eagles and that he'd like to sign a contract extension. But are the Eagles going to be willing to pay him a lot of money considering his age? Darren Lee. What's up, D. Lee? I like Bijan Robinson, but what do you think our top target should be in the draft? So just going based off of how the Eagles build their rosters, offensive line, defensive line is how they like to build it. Obviously, they already have their quarterback, so throw that out of the window, right? So I think at number 10 and or at number 30, it's going to be a combination of either defensive tackle, edge rusher, or cornerback. It also would not surprise me if they go offensive tackle. Paris Johnson, the stud offensive tackle from Ohio State, did have an official draft visit with the Eagles. Lane Johnson has said that he only sees himself playing for a couple of more years. So could Paris Johnson be his replacement? And do you experiment with maybe letting Isaac Seumalo walk? You draft Paris Johnson. He plays right guard next year. Lane Johnson stays at right tackle. And then whenever Lane decides to hang it up, that's when you move Johnson back out to that right side. I think that could be a plan for the Eagles as well. Before we continue to take more of your questions, I'm really proud of the fact that the Eagles won the NFC. And if you want to support the Birds and them winning the NFC, knowing that they're going to raise up an NFC championship banner at Lincoln Financial Field, these conference champion shirts, they were $35, now on sale for just $17. Fanatics slashed that price in half just for us and for the Fly Eagles Fly family. But you have to use our link down below for that deal to apply. It's chatsports.com/EaglesNFC. Use it, get swagged up, swagged out, support your Birds, and celebrate them winning the NFC. Back to Andrew Nathan here. How do you feel about Garrett Williams, the cornerback? Solid player. Solid player. Yeah, like we said, the Eagles do have some questions at that cornerback position. So it's really going to be predicated on, okay, once James Bradbury leaves, what is the plan going to be? Are they going to replace him with the free agency corner, or is their plan going to be to replace him in the draft? Once free agency is up, let's say the Eagles do not sign a cornerback, then they'll probably shift their focus to the draft. GJ, which cornerback is your favorite? Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, Joey Porter Jr. It's a good question because this is a really good cornerback class. Then you have like Keely Ringo. That's a guy who you can throw into the mix here. I really like Joey Porter Jr. He ran a 4.5 40-yard dash It was a little bit faster than what people had thought he was going to run at the NFL Scouting Combine. He tested a little bit better athletically. I like corners not who are burners. I like corners with good technique. I like corners with good ball skills, good awareness. I also like corners who are physical and still have the speed to keep up with some speedy wide receivers. And Porter's 40-yard dash showed that. But people try to tell me he doesn't have ball skills or ball awareness. Guy had 11 pass breakups and no touchdowns allowed, I believe, in coverage this past year at Penn State. He's also tall, lengthy, long arms to jam wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. But for Christian Gonzalez, 4.4 40-yard dash. We talked about a lot of these players earlier this week. Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois, he's getting some Darius Slay comps. I worry about him because he kind of came onto the scene late just this past season. It's not like he had production before that. John O'Malley, do you think that we get any safeties in free agency? I think that they bring back Marcus Epps for a pretty affordable price. If you lose Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, can you be in the running for any of these players? Probably not, because if you're not going to pay C.J. Gardner-Johnson, are you going to pay any of the other players on this list? In Jesse Bates, Jordan Poyer, Taylor Rapp, and Von Bell? Probably not. They're probably going to be too expensive as well. Josh Fever, we need Jahmyr Gibbs. I like him as a player. I really do. If the Eagles got him at number 30, I honestly might be fine with it, because you get him at 30, you have him because he's a first-round pick and that fifth-year option under team control for the next 4 or 5 years. I know that everybody's talking about Bijan Robinson at number 10, at number 30. I don't think he's lasting to number 30. He's too good of a football player for that, and I don't think the Eagles are going to take him at number 10. He's the best running back in this class and could be generational. I love Bijan's game. I think that he has elements to his game like Christian McCaffrey. But Jahmyr Gibbs, don't sleep on him as a dual threat back as well. A great and very talented pass catcher, a very good runner as well, who ran a lot in between the tackles at Alabama, also has that speed to get outside. Mr. Roddy Poo, it's a little too quiet for Howie, right? No such moves as restructures have been made, which I find very interesting. What is he cooking up? Now, we are recording this on Thursday, and I was talking earlier with my boy Harrison Graham. Is Friday going to be the news dump day across the NFL, where a lot of these contracts are restructured to open up cap space prior to Monday? Because it has to happen. They have to clear money off the books if they want to be active in free agency. And you're right, Howie Roseman has kind of been lurking. Howie Roseman has been moving like a tiger in the tall grass, stalking after its prey. And we know that every single offseason, Howie gets aggressive. So good point right there. Your level of confidence in Howie Roseman going into free agency, where is it at? 1 to 100. Let us know. All right. So in case you're just joining us, Fight Songs 1 sent in a $500 super chat. It's the biggest super chat in the history of the channel. And the funny thing is, we haven't heard from Fight Songs 1 again. Haven't seen a comment from him. You haven't seen one either, right? As I was doing the segment there. Fight Songs 1, where are you? Everybody type FS in the chat for Fight Songs 1. A legendary performance from him. Also, to answer a previous question, Eagles could draft a safety. I see Ray talking about Brian Branch. I like him a lot. He's a good player, really good instincts. That's a player who's a dog. And, of course, comes from Alabama.
If you saw him in I remember what bowl game against Kansas State?
Yeah.
He literally was the Sugar Bowl, I think. He was literally a part of almost every single
Or no, they played in New Orleans.
No, yes, that's the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
He was literally
all over the place.
Involved in every single play defensively.
Yeah.
It's incredible how good he is.
Wild. All right, so we got that $500 super chat earlier. Let's show them the super chat menu here, Trace. And then as soon as we tell you about the super chat menu, we're going to start a 2-minute super chat shot clock. We're down to hang out for a little Eagles Now happy hour if you are. So here's our super chat menu, because we just talked commercial-free football for about an hour straight. Now we're down to hang out if you want us to. So if you send us in a $5 super chat, I owe Adam Singleton one of these. Eagles mini mug shot of beer. It's like a power hour glass. $10, spin the wheel. $20, tray shot. $50, I'll beer bong another coffee if we have to. $100, no one likes us, we don't care. What'd you say, Trace? Brandon, just smoked this doozy. I'm out this bit. Hey, be for it. Have a day, man. Have a day on that vibe. All right, 2-minute
minutes remaining.
2 minute. 2 minute. 2 minute shot clock is activated. This is for Adam. And then we also had Alexander Harris.
So for the $500 one, do you drink a real beer?
I beer bong the coffee. So if you want to send in a super chat within these 2 minutes, we'll continue to stay live. If not, all good. Hey, there he is, B. Ford. We're spinning the wheel for the first time. It's fitting, Trey said he said that, then he sent in alien emojis because that's the type of vibe that B. Ford is on right now.
He's keeping it a buck and he's keeping it real, and that's why we love B. Ford, man. That's why he's always been a real one.
Check his podcast out. So we're going to spin that wheel? Spin that wheel for Brandon Ford. We reset the shot clock as well. We'll reset it. Where are we landing here? 10 push-ups. All right. Adam Singleton with another 5. Let's go, Adam.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. And Adam with the 5. Let's go, Adam. Let's go, Brandon. Little mug chug. Josh Fever, I did the push-ups with you.
Attaboy, Josh.
My man. Let's go.
Attaboy, Josh. Get that flex going.
Let's go. Soda Can Eagle. Do you think it was a good decision for Sean Desai as defensive coordinator? I do. He has 1 season of play calling experience as a DC, and it was for a Barrows team that didn't have crazy talent, but they were still top 5 in total defense and sacks. And he's a Vic Fangio disciple. So he's probably going to run like that 4-3-3-4 hybrid. So I like him. Vic Fangio would have been ideal, no doubt. And I think that it would have been a good hire because I think the Eagles are going to lose a lot of these guys in free agency, and Vic Fangio is a guy who can elevate the defense. Hopefully Desai can do the same. About 1:30 into our 2-minute shot clock. If you have any other super chats, get them in. Brandon Ford, Adam Singleton, Fight Songs 1 with the 500 earlier. Alexander Harris, our super chat total so far. Cool Reigns, what are some running backs we could trade for except for Derrick Henry? Dalvin Cook, but he's too expensive for me. Elijah, you did 10 push-ups. I just ate Wendy's. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. By the way, 10 seconds left on the super chat shot clock. I think that Wendy's is better than McDonald's and Burger King. Now, I don't eat it anymore because I'm really focused on like what I eat since my mom passed away and stuff. Chemicals, all that stuff freaked me out. But I think that Wendy's is better than McDonald's and Burger King.
The quality of food at Wendy's is significantly
That's what I'm saying.
Also, Chase,
Adam!
Chase, you like Wendy's, dude? Do you like Wendy's, dude?
You like Wendy's?
You like Wendy's, Chase?
Wendy's nuts on your team.
Oh my God, you idiot!
Adam Singleton beats the buzzer. What a legend. Everybody type AS in the chat.
Yes. Adam. Steph Tetrappa says we can steal DeAndre Swift. That's an
Ooh. Philly's own DeAndre Swift.
That would be fun.
DeAndre Swift's a good player. Here's my issue with him. Always injured. Jamal Williams was their goal line touchdown back. Reset the shot clock here to 2. Safe to say that we reached our super chat goal for today. Fight Songs 1, where are you, bro? I can't believe this. Soda Can Eagle, I don't have any interest in famous fast food chains except for pizza. I love pizza. Can't go wrong with pizza. But if it's too greasy, man, I'm done with that. Give me some thin crust, healthier pizza, margarita, always good. Byron. Y'all should try LA Burger. They put kimchi and eggs with grilled jalapenos in their burgers. That sounds really good. I love kimchi. My stepmom's Korean, so she makes like authentic kimchi. It is so good if you can deal with the spice. By the way, 2 Eagles mini mug chugs for Adam. This one for Byron. Cheers, brother. We got to reset the Super Chat shot clock once more. Again, we're down to hang out. Take your questions. Byron, I hate to ask, but who do you think the Eagles will let walk in free agency? Look, if Schefter's saying that he thinks Hargrave gets 18 to 20 mil per year, I think he's gone for sure. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I wouldn't be shocked if he's back, even with the thank you video, but did he send that out because Roseman said, go get your money, man. We appreciate you and what you did for 1 year. We can't afford you. Cash in while you can. Maybe. But could things change? Could he go back to the Eagles with the offers that he had, and did the Eagles look at him as a building block? Maybe. I think James Bradbury's gone as well. I think that they could bring back T.J. Edwards and Marcus Epps. And then you drop the corner at 10 or 30. Kaiser White could be back too for a pretty affordable price. But even Edwards could leave, Byron. You let Edwards leave for like 8 to 10 mil per year, and then you drafted Nakobe Dean for a reason. So you have him start in that spot, really heady and smart football player, and then you bring back Kaiser White on a pretty cheap deal. I have faith that Howie is going to be able to be smart with a lot of these acquisitions. Steph, can you imagine DJ Chark in the slot with Smith and AJ? He's a good player. He's underrated. He's criminally underrated. Talked about him a little bit earlier on our top free agents segment. I like him. All right, we're 90 seconds in to our 2-minute shot clock. Everybody keeps sending in these super chats to have us extend it. Also, can we get past 80 likes? We're 2 away. We're at 78 right now. Here's our super chat menu. Eagles mini mug shot of beer, kind of like a power hour type of deal. Go Birds. $10, we'll spin the wheel. $20, a tray shot. $50, coffee, beer bong, or a freedom funnel. Oh! Adam! He did it again!
Oh no, Chase, he did it again!
Adam! 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 Singleton, the tortilla is coming your way, my guy.
They call him the Tilla Man.
Also, Adam, I sent you, who was also the winner of our Titans guitar during the regular season.
I forgot.
I sent him an Eagles Man Cave sign. Adam, appreciate you, brother. Ooh, Elijah. Want to try something weird but good? Philly cheesesteak with kimchi, largely in place of onions.
Ooh.
I mean, kimchi and steak on a nice Amoroso roll with some American cheese.
Dude,
that's pretty damn good.
Fire.
That's pretty damn good.
Oh my gosh. So you owe another coffee bong or a funnel. Do you want to do coffee or want me to do a funnel?
You know what? Give me a beer. I'm going to do a beer bong.
All right.
I'll do a shotgun. I'll do a shotgun for Adam.
All right.
And the 50.
Let me go grab that mug.
Adam, you're the man. We'll add some carbs to the show. I'll do a shotgun. We're $14 away from $600, by the way. I got him. $14 away from $600. Paul Robinson, who taught you White's kimchi? LOL. Interesting. My stepmom is Korean, so she makes like authentic kimchi. It's always at the crib, so it's very good. And then now I don't obviously live with them. I live by myself. I'm a big boy. I get kimchi from either Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Put that on some rice. It's A1. Brandon Ford, who's going to the Eagles-Bills game next year? Pull up to South Philly, Young Bull. That would be fun. Yeah. Brandon, that would be awesome. Unfortunately for me, though, I have to do – actually, not unfortunately. It's unfortunate because I can't go to the games. But I love doing the watch parties. But we'll be doing a watch party here. And we'll probably be hopping on some tables. We'll be doing that on the show.
Yeah.
So this will be the best place to be outside of being in South Philly.
Next year's streams might get a little bit out of hand. And they got out of hand a little bit this year. We still owe Seatman's mustache to these guys.
We do. That was for
the Vikings game.
Losing hope, right?
Yeah, the Vikings game.
Losing hope with that.
Elijah Stovall's from Seoul.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Nice, Elijah. I'm pretty sure that's where my dad's wife is from. We're resetting the shot clock after Adam Singleton's 50, and we're 14 away from 600. If we get there, we'll just sign off and call it. How about that? Shotgun for Adam.
Rip it, tip it, sip it. Let's go. I mean, that's clockwork. It's clockwork.
Like it ain't none. Here you go. Watch that, though.
Yeah.
Hey! He did it again!
Oh, no, Chase, he did it again!
Let's go, Adam! Let's go, Adam! Let's go, Adam! Adam with the 20. That's a Trey shot. Tequila on a Thursday.
Tequila Thursday, Adam. Let's go. Oh, this is going to be bad.
Is it really, Elijah? I wouldn't know. Obviously not North Korea, but. John O'Malley. Have either of you ever smoked a Bleezy before? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Type Y for yes, type N for no. That's John's question. Cool Rains, would you like this trade for Jalen Ramsey? We give up our first round pick 30th and a conditional 4th. I would. 30th and a 4th, that'd be great. Unfortunately, though, I think it might cost a little bit more than that. John O'Malley, yes. Josh Fever, yes. Cool Rains, no. Soda Can, yes.
That's incredible.
There you go, John.
That's amazing. There you go, John. There you go, John.
So Trace did a shot. I said we'd stop at 600.
Unless.
Should we stop? I'll give you a minute. We'll let y'all decide. Brandon Ford said smoking on one right now.
Fresh invite. Brandon, what the hell?
Gotcha, Elijah. Josh Fever never stopped. Next week, we won't be stopping.
Not even for a minute.
Nope.
We're going to be here like every day, grinding early in the morning, putting out videos early. So you better make sure to subscribe. You better make sure to share the stream with all your squad. And you better make sure to tune into all of our videos.
Mike Sadell, do we really think Howie can have another offseason like last year? Unfortunately, I don't think so. That was one of the best offseasons that a general manager has ever had. So,
I mean,
it was a masterclass. I mean, Hassan Reddick for $15 million per year, Kaiser White for minimum, James Bradbury for 10. You traded for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You traded for A.J. Brown, like a legendary offseason for Howie. It's hard to duplicate. Will you guys stream day 2 or day 3 of the draft? Yes, we will, and we'll be live for round 1 when the Eagles pick. What was I going to answer here?
Brandon Ford, I went Greek.
Yeah, Brandon, Chase, did you go Greek in college? I did not. I was never a big frat guy. Trace did go Greek, right?
I did.
Yeah?
I did. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was, once I got to like 20, because I messed around a lot before that. Once I got to 20, I started to focus heavy on broadcasting, and that took up a lot of my time. Adam again!
Oh, no, Chase, he did it again!
Super Chat co-MVP, Adam Singleton. It has to be. It has to be.
It has to be.
Adam! I don't know, Trace. Every time we're in the main studio here, things get a little bit wild. This might be our good luck charm.
I think we have to be here every week now. I do. I really do.
What does Brett think about that?
I think that Eagles Now has to be in Studio A every week.
Mike Sadell, I'm down here in Austin, Texas. We're in Dallas, by the way, Mike. Thanks for watching. The Dallas fans are terrified that we're going to get Bijan Robinson. Met him out at a bar, told him to go to the Eagles. What did he say, Mike? Anything?
You can stay in Maine and stay up to Supers like that.
Yes.
And then he relegated to G.
Okay. So, Mike, yeah, Bijan to the Eagles, that'd be a problem. That's an immediate plug-and-play guy who for the next 4 or 5 years can be arguably the best running back in the NFL. That's how highly I think of him.
See, if I'm the Eagles and I don't want to bring back Miles Sanders, I think that you go, like you say, Joey Porter Jr. at 10. And then I know you're not big on first-round running backs, but I think because
I might go with him at 30. Yeah, I don't think so.
But
Do you
Jahmyr
trade
Gibbs
up?
might be.
Who?
Jahmyr Gibbs
Yeah.
might be, and I really think he's Alvin Kamara 2.0.
Yeah.
He's Alvin Kamara 2.0. I mean, open space, pass catching.
Yep.
He's a great runner. Did you see the video of him running like at the combine? And I mean, it was just smooth.
Yeah,
He
smooth.
didn't have any sort of sway. It was just whoop.
Yeah, it's like a horse running the Kentucky Derby.
It's
just real
amazing.
smooth.
It's
Real
amazing.
smooth. You could put a bottle of water on his head. Take the cap off. It won't drip. Good one from Elijah. If we had drafted A.J. Brown, would we have drafted A.J. Smith years later? I said this at the time, and I wasn't even the full-time host of Eagles Now yet. That was Thomas Mott, who's doing good things on his own right now. I had said that Howie made up for the Jalen Reagor miss by trading for A.J. Brown. But you bring up a good point. If they drafted A.J. Brown in the second round instead of the stiff J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, would they have drafted Devontae Smith? Probably not. But the trade for A.J. and the drafting of Devontae brought this Eagles offense to another level last year. And Devontae Smith, this is also why the Eagles might not pay some of their free agents. They understand that with Smitty going into year 3, 2 more years of club control because of that 5th-year option, they're going to give him an extension at some point. So would you rather keep a defensive player, or in today's offensive-laden era, would you extend and allocate that money in the future to Devontae Smith? Something to think about. All right, we're going to go one more minute since Adam sent in that 20. Adam again!
Oh no, JC done did it again!
Go Adam Singleton, co-MVP.
Got you.
If we get to $700 in Super Chats, we're singing Fly Eagles Fly again, and no one likes us back-to-back. We're 54 away. We're 54 away. We're at 646 right now. This is unbelievable. For a random Thursday show before free agency, this is crazy. Adam. Andrew Nathan said, Adam trying to catch up the fight songs won. Let's see. He's at 20, 40, 60, 110, 115, 120, 125. Adam's at 125. Super Chat co-MVPs. It's Fight Songs 1 and it's Adam Singleton. Here you go. Fight Songs 1 and Adam Singleton. $54 away from Fly Eagles Fly and no one likes us. So I have to reset the clock again because of Adam Singleton.
All right, Adam. I owe a couple shots because I didn't do the last one. So, 1. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's Patron. Okay.
That is a Patron bottle, yes. Mr. Rudy Poo, I say, why don't we just turn off the salary cap? I hear you. Be like Major League Baseball. Also, though, would that lead to some teams just like running rampant throughout free agency? That's what makes Howie Roseman great, though. And does that take away from his greatness? Because he's able to get creative with the salary cap. Green blood! Let's help him out, everybody. There's 10. We're spinning the wheel again. Now we're up to 656. We're 44 away from 700. We'll spin the wheel, and I'll give you a little mini mug chug. Thanks to Jeremy Chugs for this one. Sniff the salts. All right. We got the smelling salts out here. Reset the shot clock. Green blood 54. Some salts. Whew. Whew. Ow. That'll wake you up. We'll need these next week for free agency. Brandon Ford, save that chugging for Saturday, Trizzle.
Yo, Brandon, if I make it out there, I'm gonna DM you. We'll link up for
Brandon said Colombian salts. I think I know what he means.
You mean Scarface?
Tony Montana. Chase, are you worried about Kalijah Kancey's size? Any day 2 defensive tackles that you're interested in? I'm not really too concerned about Kancey's size. He's basically the same size as Aaron Donald coming out of Pitt. If you have that quickness, sometimes it doesn't matter. Because think about who you're going up against, right? Centers and guards. So if you can beat them with that first step, quick little swim move, a little jackknife move, doesn't matter how big you are if you're faster than them. So if you're beating them off the line, it doesn't really matter. Fastest 40 for a defensive tackle since, I think at the time of the combine, they had said 2003. Then it was bumped back to like 2005, 2006. Day 2 DTs, man, I'd really have to do some digging there. I'd have to think about that. But those are some thoughts on Kancey. Yeah. GJ, how do you feel about picking up Will Anderson or Carter? I don't know if they're going to be available at number 10. Will Anderson for sure not. Carter, maybe. Maybe.
So for day 2, guys, you have Keandre Coburn out of Texas is pretty solid. What's his name? Keanu Benton, Wisconsin guy.
Okay.
Mora Ojomo had a really good 40-time decent combine out of Texas. And then Carl Brooks, Bowling Green defensive tackle. Mozzie Smith, he could be an early day 2 guy. I like Mozzie Smith a lot. He's probably pretty solid.
Yeah, Dax has asked about Bijan. He just joined the show. We've talked about Bijan a lot. At number 30, I don't think he's going to be there. I would consider trading up to 25 to get him. And this is coming from a guy who I think the running back position, it's devalued because you can find a lot of these players who are quality backs, day 2, day 3, or for cheap in free agency. But I think that Bijan is that special that I'd think about it. Uh-oh, the Dolphins coming back.
Let's go!
The Dolphin is back. The Dolphin is back.
The Dolphin's back.
See what happens during a crazy super chat show?
Go!
EAGLES Eagles! Ah! How's Dolphins? 1.5. Wow. Tyree Wilson from Andrew Nathan. Like him. He's a freak. Freak athlete. Freak athlete. Jets got Chuck Clark for a second rounder. What can Howie do to trade for Jesse Bates? He's a free agent, so you can't trade for him. Here's our Super Chat menu. Last call here. If you want us to stay live, we can. Let's see. We're $44 away from 700. If we get there, we're going to sing Fly Eagles Fly, No One Likes Us again. So that's basically 50% off of what the Super Chat menu is. Jeremy just came in that Dolphin outfit, and they have $1,500 in Super Chats on Dolphins today. We have 656. I don't think we're going to catch up. Can we close the gap? Larry Johnson, hi, give me a shout out. Larry. All right, let's go 1 minit here. One more minute.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute. 1
minute.
If you want us to stay live, we'll continue to kick it. Yeah, probably. Quick piece. Yeah. Last call. How about Double A from Northwestern? Who are you talking about? Trace is on it. Larry, we got you, man. All right, we're approaching 10 seconds left on our Super Chat shot clock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, green blood! With the 5. Okay.
You want to give that a shot?
We got you. Tomiwa Adabawarie. Tom, show it to me again. Double A from Northwestern. You got it?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Okay, Tom's coming on.
Tom's
He's our
got it.
draft
Tom's
expert.
got it. He's got it. He's going to come in
Tom's
clutch.
got it.
Draft
Green
expert
blood with the
Tom.
5.
Draft expert Tom.
Niner mug chug. Or little mug chug, I should say. Larry Johnson, do y'all play for the NFL?
Yes.
No. I could throw a ball probably 50 yards right
And
now,
I
though.
can tackle people.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
we ain't scared. Yeah, we got you, Mr. Rudy Poo. Tom's looking up the pronunciation now. He's gonna come on. Did you see the Jalen Ramsey trade was a mock trade? If whoever put together that mock trade thinks that the Eagles can get him for number 30 and a 4th, definitely think about it. Byron again with the 5.
Byron did it again.
Here comes Tom.
Here you go. It's on you.
Aditamiwa Adibare.
Say it one more time.
Aditamiwa Adibare.
There we go.
Tommy Adibare. That's what it goes
Editame Abore.
Aditame Adibare.
There it
I'm
is.
doing it worse and worse on purpose.
Tommy Downey. Byron with the 5. Did I already do this? I forget. Here's another one for a real one, Byron. Here we go.
Very much being a troll at the end and just getting rid of a syllable each time. So he goes by Tommy first name.
Okay.
Which is a lot easier, but the full first name is Aditamiwa. So Aditamiwa Adibare.
Okay.
Adibare.
280 running a 449.
Yeah, he a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak. Cool Raids. If Chase played NFL, he would play cornerback. I'm too slow for that. I'd play quarterback.
We should do that.
I have a really good arm.
We should do that on the next build-up. What position would we play?
I like that.
What position of football would Chase?
So
and I
there's
play?
our cornerback for this season. I'd get burnt. I'd be burnt toast, Cool Raids. I'm telling you right now. I could pick up some yards, add a structure once the pocket breaks down, but beyond that, it'd be tough. I'm not going to be a Lamar Jackson quarterback, but I can sling it. I can sling it for sure. Byron Nails, crazy segment today. Free agency day is going to be crazy. I can't wait for it. Flying higher, Chase over Tom Brady. Let's go.
Hey,
My day is made.
Josh Fever, Trace looking like a center. Want to know something crazy? I played center.
He played center.
I played center.
He
back in
played
the day.
center.
Just like Jason Kelsey. Great beards, centers. We're pretty much the same guy.
Yeah. So, Mr. Rudy, are you talking about Editame? Because Jalen Mills, you said Jalen Mills 2.0. Mills was kind of slower at LSU. Josh Fever, I played center too.
Let's go.
Nice.
In the trenches.
Josh Fever, also a Bleezy guy, as you said earlier.
Let's go. In the trenches.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, do we have to go back to the Super Chat shot clock? Mr. Awesome Guy, I played center in Pee Wee. Nice. Larry Johnson said bye-bye. See you, Larry. One more minute. Can Trace toss Chase with one arm like Kelsey? I think I could hold my ground.
Chase could definitely hold his ground against me.
You said burnt toast, and those two guys came to mind. I got you, Mr. Rudy Poo. I got you. What do you like doing in your free time from Flying Higher? My run streak is almost at 300 days. I'm probably going to stop at 300 because I've had tendonitis in my knee for 2.5 months, and I just need to rest. Computer hacking.
I can throw a Ninja Star 40 yards.
I like playing video games. No, I'm not really a computer guy or a video game guy. So I like working out. I used to be really fat. I like to hoop. I do like to have darties. You know,
there's nothing.
There's
better-
really nothing better than just
a good old day drink.
A good old day drink.
drinking banger. Just a
Yeah.
good old fashioned.
hanging out with the fellas. Like hanging out with Kira. I love dogs. I like road tripping and traveling.
I like lamp.
What else do I love? Sports. I watch sports all the time. I also like going home after a day of work and after like a workout or something. What Trace said. But, oh wow, it's storming outside. Heard some big thunder. What was I going to say? Oh, watching like a good show. Good documentary, good movie.
Entourage.
I'm watching Your Honor right now with Bryan Cranston. Very good. So, I don't know, man. I like to do it all. I don't limit myself to anything. I like to have fun. So, we're 34 away from 700. But we're expired past the 1-minute shot clock. I love dogs, too. Howie signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's a dog. He's a dog. Dog. Larry Johnson, are you watching football? I watch sports all the time. Sports are my life. So, yeah. To summarize it, I like to have fun. I like nutrition. I cold plunge almost every day. I work out every day. But I like to have fun, drink beers, hang out with the homies, travel, watch sports, good documentary. I like cooking, too. Cooking's fun. And then, buckle bunnies and all,
Hey, nothing's wrong with a good old-fashioned buckle bunny.
Have you ever been out of the country flying high yet? Yes, I've been to Australia many times.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, my dad grew up in Australia. I have cousins who live there, so I've been to Australia a couple of times. Been to the Caribbean as well. But I've never gone across the Atlantic Ocean. I'd like to go to Europe at some point. Walks on the beach? Sure. With the John O'Malley in hand? Yeah, that'd be fun. Parlay, cold plunge. I love cold plunging, man. Love cold plunging. All right, we're going to sign off. It has been a blast of a day here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. $666. Is that the sign of the devil? 666? 666 is the sign of the devil. Can we get $1?
Or the Dallas Cowboys. Same thing. Dallas Cowboys and the devil, they're the same people.
True.
They're the same
So
people.
if we stay on 666, that means that the Cowboys are the devil.
It's evil.
Brandon Ford, let's go to Mexico, Chase. They have a lot of smelling salts. Smelling salts right here. All right, we're out. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. $666 in Super Chats. It was a blast of a day. We appreciate all of you for watching. And tell your friends that if they're looking for some Eagles content, Eagles Now is where it's at, especially next week with NFL free agency getting underway. Enjoy your weekends. Continue to take in our content, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.